This is RadioFire.com. Yours truly, Dominic K. in here. Thank you for joining me alongside my father. How you doing, Dad?
Yes, I'm here.
Good?
Glad to be here.
It's a lot of things going on. We were talking before the show started, and we were just talking about how many things are going on in the world. It's not enough time in the day to talk about like all the stuff going on. But I definitely want to get into some of those things. But how you doing? Good.
Good.
All right. So where do you want to start?
Hey, we can start right at Trump firing what he did today.
Yeah. So is this a surprise to you? Did you see this coming?
I figured eventually he was, but I didn't think it would be this soon, and not especially when he's talking about negotiating with North Korea. Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Trump has fired Secretary of State Rex Tillerson. And this is somebody who doesn't need the job. He does. It's not like he's hurting for money or anything. Mm-hmm. Tillerson and Trump did not seem to get along. It seemed like they were on the same page. Tillerson seemed kind of uppity to me.
He seemed he's a no nonsense kind of guy. He's a complete opposite from Trump. He's no nonsense. Let's get the job done. No bull, and Trump is anything but that, because he wants to show is oil and water. But who even knows why he even selected Rex Tillerson?
Why do you say that? Why did he select him?
I have no idea. I don't
think he had a choice. I think that he was suggested by people close to Putin, because he made a lot of money in Russia, and I felt like they felt like Rex Tillerson was our guy. This is our guy right here. Okay. The biggest oil deals that's ever been done in history was done with Rex Tillerson and Putin and all those guys. Right. So they thought this is our guy, but could not get along, and I think he's actually trying to do the job. Clearly, he's a conservative, but trying to do the job in a an effective way.
Well, I guess what Trump didn't realize is that Tillerson, regardless of how much money he makes overseas and makes all these deals, he felt that I'm an American, and I believe in the Constitution, and I believe in our country, where Trump doesn't. He thought that I guess Rex and maybe Putin thought he was the same cut off the same cloth as Trump, just going for the money and just going for the fame and just going.
I think that we can conclude that Rex Tillerson is a patriot.
Yeah. I think
that's the last thing that Trump wants is a daggone patriot.
Yeah, I think he is. And I didn't know it. I didn't think he was, but I think he is.
I thought that he was another one of the spineless, conservative bootlickers for Trump. But I'm not saying that he always had a spine, because because he's been subservient, and I guess there is a certain degree of but there's a difference between respect and being subservient. But it seems like Trump does not allow that.
Well, I don't think that Tillerson was cut out of the same cloth that what's the little guy from Alabama? He keeps talking about
Roy Moore.
No.
Dudley Do-Wrong.
The
one that Coretta Scott.
Yeah, right.
The one that Coretta Scott King said, not him.
Yes.
Yeah. Attorney General. Yeah,
Attorney General.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a bootlicker, and
well, he grew a sack last week.
Yeah, when the three of them met for dinner, that's the biggest balls they had. Let's go to dinner. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Take a picture. Somebody take a picture.
Do you think he's going to be fired soon?
Who knows about soon, but I think he will be fired.
And we're talking about Jeff Sessions.
Jeff Sessions. Jeff Sessions.
Don't know what we're talking about.
Right. I think he will be fired.
Yeah, but I just don't see how he can fire him knowing that McMaster's is getting ready to go, knowing that Hope Hicks is going. You know, it's just a lot of things going.
He don't care, and so and they're saying now that they think that Trump has been in the job for what a year,
15 months,
15 months now, and so he thinks he
got it together.
I got a feel for this, and I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing, depend on myself, and I don't need all these advisors and people confusing me. I'm doing it my way anyway.
Yeah, so he fires him, replaces him with Mike Pompeo from the CIA, and then in place of Mike Pompeo puts in Gina Haspel. So she's the first female CIA director. So he's going to try to, look what I did for women. So he thinks that he's hitting multiple, things with this. I don't.
He's not gonna get any kudos for that,
and he shouldn't.
No,
but he's gonna try to.
Oh yeah.
The guys making their rounds are going. Santorum's going to be going around to all of the shows talking about how he's one thing about Santorum, he is it's like he's auditioning for a job or something, because he's like the biggest cheerleader I've seen for him. Even more than his boys. He's a cheerleader for him, because he sure wasn't going to get elected president. So what else is he going to do? So it's looming, and I think that this firing thing, I don't know how many more of these he has up his sleeve, but every time Stormy Daniels comes with something,
gets close,
he comes back with something else. That's what this firing thing happens. So she tries to, I guess, pay back the money that she was given, the hush money. Stormy Daniels, an ex. I don't know if she's an ex, but she's an adult actress.
She said they had a fling for a while. So
who would lie about that?
Right. Right.
One thing about her that I have to say is that she has interesting taste in men. So they said that she was messing around with Roethlisberger.
No.
At one point in time, and also Trump. So who knows what's in her Rolodex? She's got a lot of miles, and what's going to happen with this?
Well, you know what? One thing we can say about her is that she seems to have more balls than most of those men now. She's not scared.
No.
And I heard something that I was surprised about, and the attorney that was talking about the case reiterated it over and over and said specifically that she's making millions of dollars.
How?
And that's what I said.
Well, I saw the strip clubs. They said that she's been out in strip clubs and hosting parties, and that they're coming out for her. So she said she's been doing this. So she said she's making 3 to 4 times a night what she was making before.
She said it 3 times. Millions. I said millions.
Wow.
Millions. So she said that's why she can give her back that $130,000.
You want this $130K? Take this. But they said right now that the settlement offer has expired. Time's up. You had your chance. The other thing that was clever, they wanted to give the money directly to Trump. But of course, if he had took that, I'm sure he was fighting against himself. He wanted to take it. But the lawyer said, if you even talk to her, this is an admission of guilt.
Well, I don't think he wanted to take it because it was had to go back to the attorney because he took out because he took out a home equity loan. You know what I mean? Did you know that?
Yeah.
I mean, so he got
this is the thing. The moment he pays him the money back, is gonna be it's like an admission, right?
Well, he's been asking for it.
Wouldn't you?
Can I get my money? It's been a year and a half.
Yeah, we're coming up on a 2-year anniversary.
Wow, time goes by.
Yeah. So her lawyer,
she got a good lawyer.
She has a good lawyer, and he's been making the rounds. And one thing that happens now that I know it didn't always happen this way is that they present a lot of their cases in the media, through the media, you know, and kind of weigh things out a little bit. He is saying that it's time to buckle up. That's what his message was to them. It's no
to
time.
Trump.
Yeah. So she probably has photos.
Yeah.
Text
yeah,
messages.
she said. Yeah.
She might have a little short video. It's no telling what she has. And Trump probably doesn't even know all that she has. It's, you know, I don't know.
And the thing about it that's mind-boggling is that everybody knows she's telling the truth.
Yeah, I believe it.
Everybody know. You know, his people and then those who don't support Trump know she's telling the truth.
But I guess the supporters of Trump are saying, yeah, but so what? It's just, you know.
I mean, it's a man. That's what they, you know.
Right.
Just, you know.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and this is not 1990, so this is not. Well, Bill Clinton had her. You know, he was in the White House doing it. You know, this before he got in the office. They'll think of a whole lot of, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what they're gonna say. But if Bill Clinton had done this, oh my gosh.
Well, you think about what was the guy's name? Ran against oh man, had the hair, and his wife died of cancer, and they got him.
Ran against President Obama and Hillary.
Hillary.
Yeah.
Name will lose me this minute, but he had to go to trial.
Yeah. Yeah, but and it was the same type of thing. It was hush money with campaign finance money.
Right.
I think the thing about that is that he didn't cover his tracks. Well, he gave the money, and each person tries to get slicker and slicker.
And his was interesting because they caught him in the bathroom.
I didn't know that,
and he wouldn't come out. They knew
I do remember that. I do remember. Yeah, I remember that.
Come on out. I said,
go away.
Nothing here.
I had tacos. I'm gonna be a while. Yeah, but
but Trump can just get away with this stuff.
Here's the thing: when it comes to these scandals, Trump has a chin. However, eventually he will fall from the accumulation of punches.
Yes,
it's
like
they
all
crazy. Just
right.
You know, it might just be a shoulder punch. All these punches.
Right.
You know, he can't continue to just take this abuse, humiliation, because here's the thing. If Stormy Daniels comes out and is able to do whatever she does, there are other girls. She wasn't the only girl. There are going to be others. Right. They're just watching to see
what happens. That's right. You're right.
And I'm glad. See, Stormy Daniels is serious. Yeah. She didn't go get some lightweight like Lisa Bloom. Right. She got somebody who's serious and a serious litigator, not just a showman. She did say she wanted to be on The Apprentice back then. She said she thought she was gonna be able to get on The Apprentice. He'd have been better off letting her get on there. This might have went away.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, she said she wanted to be on The Apprentice. And so, in addition to her being silenced, there are also some of her friends that have some kind of gags on them too, as well. So Trump's lawyer is good, but I think that
this home equity lawyer wasn't good.
Well, no. What you talking about, Cohen?
Yes.
Yeah. Well.
Because her lawyer saying, you know, we dealing with the president. They did this like amateur hour, you know. He said these like amateurs, you know.
House Republicans, the people that are supposed to be led by Devin Nunes. You want to talk about spineless?
That's a situation you just got to do like this. You just got to shake your head.
What are these guys thinking? I mean, it's just, you have no credibility.
No.
No credibility. The House Republicans have been investigating, just the House in general. It's supposed to be a bipartisan thing. They've decided there's no evidence for Trump-Russia collusion. That's what they say, the Republicans. They talked to 73 witnesses. You just ask them questions. Did you collude? No? Okay. All right, next person. They didn't subpoena any evidence. Nothing. Just how can they close the investigation when they couldn't talk to some key people that have been indicted?
And see, it just shows you that as you get older and you understand how the world operates, and you say, "Wow, I used to give so much credibility to these people." This, and this isn't anything new. This has been going on.
Yeah, I was thinking about something like that before. Just like how you're saying, just the people that you looked up to figure it out. But it's corruption. It's corruption. It's corruption. It's just been, when the country was founded, it was corruption. Mm-hmm. Same thing. It's just all through corruption.
Mm-hmm. 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 And those, you said it right, spineless, absolutely spineless. And that's the basic difference between Democrats and Republicans that I can see, is that the Democrats, even when Clinton got in his scandal or problems, the Democrats said, "You were wrong.
Right.
These people are going, regardless, no matter what he does, he didn't do it." Trump, everybody's lying on him. The whole world, they're lying. I didn't say that. They're lying. I didn't. Everybody.
We got a tape. It's probably not me. It's gonna be a video. That's not me.
Everybody's against me, and everybody's lying.
Yeah, it's just it's unbelievable. So they put out, and here's the thing: they haven't even put out their presentation. They're just saying that it's over. They're putting one together. The Democrats are going to have their version, and I think one's going to cancel out the other. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, the Senate has a little bit more respect for themselves and what Trump wanted. Trump wanted this to happen to try to block some of the Stormy Daniels stuff, and he wants a way out, because if the Senate comes up with something that is, credible, Mueller's going to come up with something credible. He's going to be able to go back to this and say, but the House Republicans said that.
Right.
Every intelligence agency has said that the Russians interfered. Clearly, they favored whoever was running against Hillary over Hillary. That alone shows you that they meddle. And this is the thing that really gets me. And they've been saying this from the beginning, but I don't see how it's possible that all of the meddling did not affect votes. How's that possible? Mm-hmm. What are they meddling? They're meddling to affect votes. If I'm influencing you to talk about how bad Hillary is, if I'm trying to tip the scales for Bernie Sanders against Hillary, that's affecting the vote. And then once Hillary became elected, once Hillary got the nomination, and it was Hillary versus Trump and all the things that they were leaking, how could that not affect the vote? That did change votes. There were people who voted for Trump that would have voted for Hillary if all that stuff didn't come out.
And then you heard what Trump had said back when he was running: "If I lose, it was fixed anyway." I know it was fixed.
They were scared about that. Mm-hmm. They were scared about. And I'm really careful to criticize President Obama, but this is one critique that I have of him. I just wish that he had, I'm not saying thrown caution to the wind, but when this stuff came across his desk, I think that he was overly concerned with how things would have looked. And I think that there were some clear things that he should have put out there that he didn't, because he knew the type of person he was dealing with as far as Trump and the stuff that he would have said. The Russian meddling was on his radar soon, at least in July of 2016. Mm-hmm. And I think that they should have put it out there more.
Well, I don't think that it was anything he could do, because he was going to be caught in the middle, because now, if he had been a white president, different altogether.
Yeah.
But him being black, the Russians are racist. The Republicans, Trump's wing is basically racist. They would have talked about him. He wouldn't have come out good on that, even though it's true. But they would have drugged him through the mud, and
they dragging him through the mud now. Well, they're trying to say that you should have did something, or
it would have been worse. It'd have been worse.
Yeah.
And he was coming out anyway. And he did. If he had backing, he had nobody. He don't have no backing. He don't even have his own people. We're not gonna back him. Because most of them don't know enough about what's going on.
Wouldn't back him.
They weren't going to back him. They couldn't even back him. He said, I couldn't even get my Supreme Court nominee to come up for a vote.
Nobody stood up.
In the Senate. I couldn't get. He couldn't have done it. They would have talked about him like trash. Worse. To me, they're not even talking about him that much. And I'm surprised. They still talk about Hillary more than they talk about him.
Yeah, well, he stays out of the mix too.
Yeah,
you saying trash though? That was the perfect segue to our next topic. Betsy Devos. She's a disgrace. Okay, you are from Detroit.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember her? Is her family known in Michigan like that? Like when you were coming up?
I don't remember. I don't remember them.
Yeah, so she's Grand Rapids, I think. Yeah, so how far?
Well, that's Grand Rapids is where changing the subject. Where Mayweather is from. That's about that's quite a ways away.
So, like in Baltimore terms, is there a city? Is it further than Annapolis?
Oh no, I'm talking about hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
so
hours
like going
away.
to Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's probably about 3 or 4 hours away.
Okay, so further than Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay, so this I didn't know Michigan was that big.
Yeah, because it's that thumb. And,
okay.
And Detroit is here, and then they, it's all up here.
Up near Canada. Somewhere?
Yeah. Well, surprisingly, in Michigan, Detroit, you actually go. It just change the subject, but you actually go south in Detroit to go to Canada.
The way the road is.
The way it's set up. But but they're up. Yeah, they're up near the tip. In Grand Rapids.
That's
cold.
Yeah,
That's why Mayweather don't go back there. It's cold up there.
So she is, for people that don't know, she's the education secretary, and she comes from money. She married even more money, and that's how you get that. So she's the most paid person in the cabinet. She might be the dumbest person in the cabinet. Mm-hmm. She might be dumber than the HUD secretary. Yeah, I think she is. She's dumb.
Knows less than he does.
Yeah, well, she definitely knows less. Yeah, she definitely. Because while his character is bad, he still knows things. But talking about Carson,
he is a brain surgeon.
Yeah, he is a brain surgeon. But Betsy Devos, the things that she says, first of all, she didn't prepare for. It's like she didn't prepare.
She thought she was Trump. He said, "I'll wing it." So she just said, "I'll wing it." Yeah, so she said, "Have you ever been to any disadvantaged schools?" No. You think you need? Maybe I need to think about going.
You don't think you should? Yeah, maybe I should. What is wrong with her? And it's just like, first of all, they said that she is the only one that that needs security. Outside of she needs, because she receives death threats. She the people are really mad at her because the stuff that she says. The stuff that she said about black historic universities. That comment just shows her ignorance, and I don't think she's purposely trying to say stuff. I just think she's just doesn't know. The interview, you saw it in its entirety?
No, I saw some of it.
It was bad on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, I saw some of it.
She was on there, and then she tried to come back Monday, and even the White House is
mad.
Is mad.
You didn't handle it
right. She didn't even support their their school safety measures.
But you know what? It's hard to be in the Trump administration. Okay.
Who has the hardest job, you think?
One eye.
Huckabee said.
Yes.
Yeah. She does.
And she does a good job for him.
She's really good at the job.
She is. That's why they got rid of Sean. You know, she's real good. And
the other guy's good too, though. Her backup.
The Indian guy. Yeah. I really saw him once, but I didn't really.
He did it. He did it. Well, 2 times. He did 2 times. Before she was going for the Olympics, but she made good.
One slight mistake.
She only made one.
Yes, they'll jump on you. They get rid of you now.
But clearly, she revealed that there was an arbitration case.
Right.
We didn't even know. So her mistake was a big mistake.
Right.
We didn't even know about it.
That we won the arbitration. You know.
Today, actually, we just won.
What arbitration?
He's like, arbitration? Really? They were licking their child. They were so happy. They were so bad. The chief of staff was like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell." Yeah, but she may not make it though.
She'll be around for. I think she's gonna be around for a while. He gonna give it to Kelly too now.
As he should. I don't like Kelly.
I don't either.
At all.
He's
I don't
a
like
racist.
Him. Yeah, he's definitely a racist.
I'll talk about
no doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that he said about Maxine Waters.
Right, and the other congressman down in Florida who wears the hat.
Oh my God.
You know, and the soldier who gave his life for this country, and they talk about him.
Yeah, I really don't. When Kelly I really don't like Kelly.
And so, but you have to take, you can't take the news media at face value anyway under any circumstance, because they talked about Kelly he's a straightforward. He'll be able to keep things in control.
But maybe they didn't know. I mean, because maybe they didn't know, who he was.
Well, okay.
Until he showed his card. Because I've talked to a couple of my friends that's in the military, and there's so many generals that I want to know, like, is this somebody that you were aware of? And they were like, I didn't know. I asked like 3 or 4 people.
Right.
They didn't know him, so he was elevated or whatever. But they didn't. It's not like he was well known. Mm-hmm. But he's a piece of crap. Mm. And that's he's just a piece of crap, and I'm definitely glad when his day comes. Mm-hmm. And last thing that's on our list, polls have closed already for this. How important is this election in the 18th congressional district in Pennsylvania? How important is this?
It's important because it's going to set the help set the pace that's already been set by the Democrats. Winning in Alabama, winning in Virginia, and they win this. That just keeps the momentum going, and they can see that snowball getting bigger and bigger, rolling down that hill.
The fact that it's even close, it's a tight race. So that's what they're saying. So they're still counting up, but it's a tight race. So we were talking about Representative Tim Murphy, Republican, resigned last year. But after reports, now if Trump could just have this one little scandal, this is nothing. Reports that he encouraged a woman that he had an affair with to have an abortion. But he's somebody supposed to be completely against abortion, like one of those diehards, and so the embarrassment of that caused him to step down. So you have this election that pits Rick Saccone versus Connor Lamb. And all the stuff that I heard, it seems like Republicans were even considering voting for Connor Lamb. Mm-hmm. I heard one of those older white ladies say he was the type of guy that mothers could be proud of. Mm-hmm. For the good old American apple pie. That means something to those.
Right. But it goes to show you that it was they just talk rhetoric because when Obama first got in office, they talk about the trade deficit and driving up the debt. This man has driven up the debt since a year or 16 months.
Talking about Trump.
16 months. They won't even talk about it. It's not important. He goes. They talk about the Bible Belt. He goes when he was running Corinthians 2 or 6. They don't. Well, we're not hiring a religious man. We're hiring a strong leader, and so they just talk rhetoric.
And it means nothing. But here's the thing, though. The biggest issue is that the Democrats don't stand for anything. The Republicans, I will give them credit. I was in an Uber earlier today with a conservative guy. He was about your age, and he was polite. He looked like
this is a Caucasian.
Yes.
Okay.
He looked like Old Hickory. He looked like him. But anyway, so we're in the car, and I'm in an Uber, and I'm like, I want to put my earphones on, but he's talking. So I'm like, oh, it's one of these. Like, I'm had to talk to him. He wants to talk. So, So he said, you have a nice smile. And so I'm like, okay, this is awkward. He just, so he said, you just walk around downtown smiling. And so it's just like, well, I mean, I'm happy, And so he said, that's good. So he said, 93% of the people that get in my Uber are nice people. And so he said, the other 8, not so much. And so he said, no, but And so we get to talking, and I could tell that he was conservative before we got into politics. So he said, so what are you listening to? So I know I threw him off because I said that I'm listening to election coverage on NPR. so that's how the conversation opened. Right. So he was talking. Right. So he was a reluctant Trump supporter. But he voted party lines, but he didn't want to vote for him, is what he said. But he couldn't stomach voting for Hillary. But he's not happy with the job that he's doing. And but he seemed like one of those people that was reasonable, because I guess when they're in, you have friends that are across the aisles. You like them, but y'all just disagree on some fundamental things. You got some people that are like all the way over there. But he seemed, he seemed like somebody that, you could be like, oh, he's cool, but, we just disagree.
Well, that's interesting, because I looked at the Van Jones show the other day, and
I like Van Jones.
Yeah, I do too. And last week, I didn't see it last week, but they showed a clip of it last week. He went to talk to a family. I forgot what state they were in, but it was the father, the mother, and I think 3 sons. They were Caucasian, and they voted for Obama 2 times, and voted for Trump. Yeah. And so I'm thinking about that.
But it's the same thing. So what were they though? What generally speaking, what was that? Was that a conservative family?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
But Trump spoke to them.
Yeah.
And President Obama spoke to them. And so I wonder, did they vote for Bush? Probably.
I don't know. They didn't go past Trump. Well, they didn't go past Obama. But it's interesting, when Obama got elected, it was they used to talk 2 white
talking heads.
Yeah. Hillbilly more.
Okay.
They said, Bush done so bad, I think I'm gonna vote for the end guy.
What?
Yeah. get an end guy a chance. The guy that you were riding on the Uber with reminds me of the.
So I mean, it is what it is. I definitely hope that this election in Pennsylvania goes the way it needs to go. But this district's not going to be around next year.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this when they cut everything up, it's not even going to be there next year. But they need this.
Yeah,
it's definitely, like you said, it's going to set the pace. Right. What's your prediction? Because when we come next week, obviously we'll know the winner.
I think the Democrats are going to pull it out.
Okay.
I think Lamb is going to.
Connor Lamb.
Yeah.
If your name is Connor Lamb, how can you? You can't lose with a name like Connor Lamb.
Yeah.
I guess it's a cool name.
Yeah.
Especially if that's your name, you can't change it. So
right.
It better be cool.
Right.
So last thing I wanted to say, and this is not even on the list, but Steve Bannon was giving a speech Have you seen the clips from that?
I heard that. And where was he? I think he was in France. He's in France.
And, you know, it wasn't a surprise what he said because I knew that was in there based on some of the other writing that he's done with Breitbart and stuff. But for people that don't know, he said that they should wear if they want to call you racist, let them call you racist, wear it as a badge of honor. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, the spin would be, they would call your name, you know what you are, just whatever. That's what they say. That's what they say. But I think a lot of people is deeper than that. Mm-hmm. But I understand that philosophy. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that I think his career is pretty much, he's reached the heights that he's going to be able to reach. Mm-hmm. He screwed it up.
Let's hope so. And I hope his partner has too. But when November comes around, the elections, of course, when they lose, the Republicans, they're gonna say, "Well, that."
But you know what Santorum's already saying. Well, everybody knows that, except for Bush. Yeah. The second term. The second year. It always turns over. So they're trying to give themselves an excuse. Mm-hmm. But this was supposed to. This was gonna happen. It's just they're already building up the excuses. But I hope that it happens. Last thing, you told me something that was so funny, and I was trying to tell somebody else, and I messed it up. I hope you can remember. You were talking about Chris Rock and Mrs. Obama.
Right.
Could you tell a little bit of that?
Right. Yeah, Chris Rock said that they were at the party that the Obamas gave, the last party at the White House, and he was found himself with Michelle Obama, and he was just talking, and so he said, she said, I just feel I'm just scared for the future. And then Chris Rock says, "Well, I think you guys will be okay. You probably get a job on The View or something. Husband, I think y'all can get jobs." And she looked at him with a very frown face, and she said, "I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the country." And Chris Rock said, "Oh my God, I feel like a fool." And then she looked over, she said, Oprah. And she just left me, and left me. He said, "Oh, that's funny." He said, "I felt like an absolute fool." He said, "This is true." He said, I thought she was talking about herself.
Yeah, well, she is right. Well, he's right. They will be just fine.
Yes, yeah.
I saw something.
They were both right.
Well, right? Yes.
Because I'm definitely worried about this country.
Yes, and I'm worried about this country.
Right.
I saw this thing on Instagram, and I know you're not gonna like it, but I thought about you when I saw it, and it said that Joe Biden could become the president, and Joe Biden could legally become the president, and President Obama could be the vice president. Now that could legally happen. It said, think about it. It could happen.
That was somebody's. That's a good slogan. It could happen. It could happen. What's the? We had Hillary in this time, and then who was she running against? The Democratic Party. Sanders went out to the Midwest, and they said. He gave a speech that said, "It sounded like a political speech to me." Like he trying to set himself up to run. You know what I mean?
Elizabeth Warren is trying. They tried to box her in the corner all weekend and try to get her to say.
But you got to give Trump credit now. He is very good. He's like you. He comes up with some good names. Come on, Pocahontas.
And he attacked all of them already. Because he's such a showman, it helps him.
Yes.
If he was just like some charismatic politician, and then you see him making fun of that. He said, "It's easy to be presidential. I could just come out and say this, and God bless the United States of America." Right? He said, "But y'all wouldn't be here." So he's talked about Bernie, talked about Pocahontas. He talked about Oprah. He named pretty much everybody. He loves the campaign trail. That's his thing.
Yeah. And Obama loved it also. And the thing about it, he was completely different. So he was.
But they were both good at it.
Yeah, he was that presidential kind of guy that you talk about.
Right. And he was.
I read something, and this is not people won't particularly like this one, so I'm gonna clean it up some.
Good. We will end with this one.
Yeah, they said that if you were trying to describe Trump, and you didn't say what color he was, they would not think that this was a white guy. You know what I mean? You know?
Yeah, they.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we ain't gonna like that one. Yeah,
So we'll
but
leave it like that.
that's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
You know,
true.
he got three baby mamas. You know what I mean? He likes the strip club. So I just stopped right there. So
He done blew his fortune 2 or 3 times.
yeah, he liked the bling. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So
all right. All right. So we'll be back next week. Definitely thank you as always.
Yes. Yeah, I enjoy it. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys.
All right. Yeah, they say he don't go to church. You know?